Stepping out to the back porch, and what do I see? Looks like some birdies up in a tree. Few on the power lines, few on the wood. Few flitter through the air, this day's looking good. Since 3 days back wasn't looking so proper, like we held the water by pulling up the stopper. But I don't refer to the 3 days fast, I mean 2,000 years ago this came to pass. There was a cool dude who came from nothing, and by a divine work he became up something. Rolling in the Galilee to the Dead Sea, he was a carpenter by trade, but that's not the success he made. There were Pharisees, doubters, haters, and Romans, but what he was remembered for was for all his moments. He cured the blind, raised up the dead, he brought comfort to the ill and laid a blessing on head. He walked everywhere he went, never had his own bed, but some officials from afar wanted to see some red, planning all in secret just as he broke bread. One was named Judas, he was 1G and 12. Into their backgrounds we will not delve. Yes, his time was ripe and the destiny were delivers. They told Judas to betray him for a pile of silvers, and like a punk he went all through it, but the main man knew this was gonna happen to it. He has foreseen it all, he knew where he was going, through the highs and the lows, turned the cheap to stone's throwing. What he taught was all in accordance with the law, but he threatened those in powers, and that's not what they saw. They said he's the king of the Jews, or that's how he claims. Let's see if he'll confirm if we ask him by name. So they confronted him and brought him to the crowd. They were also very angry and so very loud. Pontius came to them and said, "What's the word? What'd he do for all this? What's this he deserves?" The crowd in a panic screamed out, "Hey, don't stop us. If even we had to pick, then give us Barabbas." So he turned to the one and boldly to task, "Is it true what they say, these things that they ask?" And without missing a beat, no blinking, no lies, he softly replied to be heard over their cries. "With all the rules and regulations be damned, how can one deny it is me who is known as I am?" So they said, "That's enough, let's judge right on his." Said Pontius, "I wash my hands clean of this." And the guard stepped up quick to his hand that would stay, and it was time for him to be taken away. All day and all night they beat him relentless, giving just enough care so that he would regret this. With the whips and the flails, the clubs and cat o' nine tails, through the flesh that was torn and up top a crown of thorn. Well, it wasn't over, not by a long shot, because one thing he would carry as the day drew hot was a big wood cross with a thief on each side. And as he was held and they were driving the nail, from out in the crowd you could hear the sound of the wail. Post him up in the air and just let him set. The end was coming, but oh no, not yet. One said, "Hey king, if you are so mighty, save us from here, calling forces to get us and make the way clear." And the other asked, "I know I've done wrong, but can I stay with you in the place when you've gone?" And the one replied in the way he would say, "That with me you will sit at my table this day." For the longest of time they stayed and were pained, but it was finally over with one last thing he strained. "Well," he said, "I've had a long run, but my time here is over and this act is done." With a crack of the lightning and a rumble of ground, a chilling wind breeze and a shake of the ground, they took him on down and did what was best, rolled the stone over the cave and laid him to rest. But 3 days later there was an event. The stone was rolled back and the clothes were bent, and the strangest had happened on a day which was sunny, because out of that cave hopped the Easter Bunny. What the hell? I mean, really? What does a rabbit have to do with Jesus? Happy Easter, everyone. Let's color some eggs. For God. I'm going to hell for this one.